Welcome to Off the Shelf with Christine and Katie. November is National Mystery Month, and who doesn't love a good mystery? We certainly do.
love a good mystery.
But if you haven't yet tried this genre, we have some picks for you that are just right for those beginning mystery readers.
So, as always, settle in, grab a cup of your favorite beverage with notable mystery star, and enjoy these recommendations. Read them now or add them to your TBR for the future. And as always, let us know in the comments what you think of these picks and if you have any to add. Trust me, we love mysteries and we want more, so flood our comments, please. And as always, if you wish to be notified of new videos, be sure to like and subscribe below. But as always, let's get to those books.
So we're going to start you off with a few picks by the Queen of Mystery, Agatha Christie, who also happens to be one of Katie's favorite mystery authors.
You know, you might know her.
With so many to choose from, we've just narrowed it down to these picks for starters.
Just a couple.
Begin.
So the first one we're going to recommend, as you might have heard before, is The Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. And it's about just after midnight, the Orient Express is stopped in its tracks by a snowdrift. My nightmare. By morning, a millionaire lies dead in his compartment, stabbed 12 times with his door locked from the inside. Locked from mystery. One of his fellow passengers is the murderer. Dun dun dun. Isolated by the storm, Detective Hercule Poirot must find the killer among a dozen of the dead man's enemies before the murderer strikes again.
Or maybe you want to try Death on the Nile. The serenity of a cruise along the river Nile is dimmed by the discovery of a murder. Lynette Ridgway was a young, sophisticated, and beautiful girl who had everything until she lost her life.
You know.
Once again, Detective Hercule Poirot recalls an earlier threatening outburst from a fellow passenger, so it appears to be a solved case. But nothing is ever quite what it seems, as he is soon to discover.
Or, if you want to read something similar but different, there's also The Murder of Roger Ackroy. And is about a widow's suicide has stirred rumors of blackmail, and her secret lover named Roger Ackroyd, as you might have heard, who was found stabbed to death in his study. The case is so unconventional that Hercule Poirot has a clue how to solve it.
Uh-oh.
Now we're in trouble.
Or perhaps you'd like to try And Then There Were None. This is personally my favorite Agatha Christie. 10 strangers, each with a dark secret, are gathered together on an isolated island by a mysterious host. One by one, they die, and before the weekend is out, there will be none.
I can't wait to read this. I know you love it, but I haven't read it yet, so I'm excited.
It also is a good film, so that's when I was first introduced to it. So a lot of Agatha Christie books have been made into films, which is great.
Almost all of them, but yes, go enjoy those.
So that's it with Agatha Christie. Now we're going to go into some other of our picks.
So, and another classic that we love is Strangers on a Train by Patricia Highsmith. It's also a fantastic movie, but it's about this classic is the original railway murder mystery, telling the story of passengers on the same train who somehow agreed to commit each other's murders. A typical Tuesday in the murder world. And is later, of course, adapted into a movie directed by Alfred Hitchcock. It's a classic. Go read it. Go watch it. It's worth your time.
Next up, another classic, The Hounds of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Everyone attributes the sudden death of Sir Charles Baskerville to the colossal ghostly hound that is said to have haunted his family for generations. But Sherlock Holmes does not believe in the supernatural and dismisses this theory.
He doesn't believe in very much.
Rationalism is working against the supernatural, good against evil, as Sherlock Holmes seeks to defeat an enemy that is almost his equal. Its Gothic setting on the ancient wild moorland and its ferocious spectre set the atmosphere for one of the best mysteries.
Truthfully, I think this set him off on a wild track in popularity. If you want something on the more Gothic noir side, we recommend The Maltese Falcon by Samuel Dashiell Hammett. And in this noir classic, it's about Detective Sam Spade gets more than he bargained for, as usual, when he takes a case brought to him by a beautiful but secretive woman. How all Gothic noirs really start.
Awesome.
Pretty much. Trouble soon follows when his partner is murdered, and Sam is attacked by a man demanding he locate the valuable statuette. Becoming entangled in a dangerous web of crime, Sam soon realizes he must find what they all seem to want, the bejeweled Maltese Falcon. It's also a great movie. Highly recommend.
Next up, we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is a wedding on a secluded island in Ireland with a storm that is threatening to salvage the island as the setting for this mystery. The wedding planner has planned everything in great detail and with pure grace and elegance. But sometimes the best laid plans don't work out well.
Especially in the murder mysteries.
The limited guests arrived, and then someone turns up dead. Who wished to malign the happy couple's prospects, and who was murdered? And the more pressing question, why? Very interesting is you don't know who was killed till the end of the book.
Yes, it's a really interesting story. I do recommend this one.
Yes.
Okay, and one that is on my list to read soon is One by One by Ruth Ware, and is about a company retreat meant to promote mindfulness and teamwork. Turns out to be a disaster when an avalanche hits it, truly as something to aspire to. Survival becomes key. The burning question is, how many of these company colleagues will be alive to see you in the office by Monday? We truly have no idea. It's another nod to And Then They Were None by Agatha Christie. Seems to be an ongoing theme within these.
Yes. Next up, we have one that's a little bit mystery, a little bit of contemporary fiction. It's lots of fun. The Husband's Secret by Leanne Moriarty. Imagine that your husband wrote you a letter to be opened only upon his death.
That's a bad sign.
Imagine, too, that the letter contains his deepest and darkest secret. Something with the potential to destroy not just the life you built together, but the lives of others as well. Then imagine that you stumble across this letter while your husband is still very much alive. And thus the mystery begins.
Dun dun dun.
Dun-dum.
Okay, and another one we're going to recommend just came out not too long ago, actually. It's The Woman in the Library by Sir Hale Gentile. And it is about the ornate reading room at the Boston Public Library is quiet until the tranquility is, of course, shattered by a woman's terrified scream. Security take charge immediately, instructing everyone to stay put inside until the threat is identified and contained. While they wait for the all clear, four strangers pass the time in conversation, and friendships are struck. Always the best motive.
Oh, good.
Each has his or her own reasons for being stuck in the reading room that morning. It just happens that one of them is the murderer.
Befriending the murderer and not even knowing
A
it.
tale as old as time.
Then we have In the Woods by Tana French. Detective Rob Ryan and his partner Cassie Maddox investigate the murder of a 12-year-old near a Dublin suburb. The case resonates with similarities to a murder committed 20 years before that involved two young children and the young Ryan. Flashback time.
Interesting. And another one that we mentioned before, but is a good one if you're starting into the mystery genre, is 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. And this is a story of a bookseller who finds himself at the center of an FBI investigation because a very clever killer has started using his list of fiction of most ingenious murders and replicating those murders in real life. Great! I just wanted to write a list of books. And of course, to protect himself, he begins looking into the possible subjects himself. Full of lots of great plot twists. I highly enjoyed this one, and I was a newbie to murder mystery a couple years ago, and this is the one I read, and it really delves you into the genre.
And then you can take that list and go into those books.
Which is a lot of fun, too.
Then we have The Widows of Malabar Hill by Sujat Massey.
Read it, she needs no notes.
Parveen Mistry, the daughter of a respected Zoroastrian family, has just joined her father's law firm, becoming one of the first female lawyers in India. Armed with a legal education from Oxford, Parveen also has a tragic personal history that makes women's legal rights especially important to her. This book is the first in a series, and it's actually kind of based loosely on the first female detective in India.
Yes, we really loved it. The Mystery Book Club read this, and I believe it was our favorite of the year.
Yeah.
So we highly recommend that.
So,
and as always,
we hope you enjoyed these picks as an introduction to the mystery genre. If you enjoyed them, check out our other videos with more mystery book recommendations. We will link them above.
Yes, and as always, if you are just starting on the mystery genre, let us know what you're reading.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
But until next time, happy reading.
Take care.
Take care.